Data coming in right now that is showing we're going to see potentially higher snow amounts in some locations, and I've got brand new timing that this model is showing as well. So if you're new to this page, please go ahead and hit the like button on this video. That'll help the algorithms here. Subscribe to this channel. That's new. Wherever you're watching from, whatever channel you're watching on right now, please go ahead and subscribe, and you will be able to follow us right here as we track this system. And please stay with WYFF4 as we're going to keep you posted around the clock on what's coming our way. Simply put, some of the new models here are hinting that we could have some heavier snow bursts at the very beginning of this storm, which are going to be very interesting for us. So let's take a closer look and a deeper dive at that and what's going on right now as we move forward, because this is going to be one of those things that as we watch it, we need to see that snow come in on time. We need to see everything kind of come in at its pace that it's supposed to come in, because that's when you're starting to look for what's coming up. Go with the new model. There it is, right there for you. Okay, so as it stands right now, Thursday night is supposed to be very cold. In fact, we may get down to 23 degrees in parts of the upstate, maybe in the teens in the mountains. Folks, cold air is in. The ground temperature is going to be so cold, okay? Got the model up now. I want to show you what's happening. As we go into Thursday night, it is going to be very cold. Here comes the snow in a hurry. I mean, this model may even show it a little bit earlier than some previous runs did, okay? So this is what we call the high resolution rapid refresh, okay? So it corrects itself based on current data every hour. So as we move into northeast Georgia, this would show 9 a.m. snow's arriving. So I've been saying anywhere from 9 a.m. in the far west to 11 a.m. in many areas. Here would be let me do some math here. That'd be 10 a.m. This would be 10 a.m. Clemson's starting to see some snow, West Anderson, Lake Hartwell. And then by 11 o'clock, we've got some pretty good snow moving into GSP. Spartanburg's now seeing some snow. Greenwood's seeing some snow. Elberton's seeing some snow. And that dreaded ice line still so far south. Here's the deal, folks. I want to flip on over to temperatures, because, I mean, they don't stand a chance on Thursday. I mean, look at this. We start the day off Friday. Let me wrap it back up here. I got to change it back to 0Z. There we go. We start the day off Friday at 19 in Asheville, 30, 31 in Greenville, and we're just hanging out there all day. We're just kind of hanging out, maybe getting to 34, 35. But, I mean, we're not looking at a big warm-up by any stretch of the imagination here. So let's look closer at where this thing goes throughout the day. So Friday morning, big swath of snow moving in around 10, 11 o'clock. This would be 11 o'clock. This would be 12 noon. Okay, 12 noon. Look at these darker. I mean, that's just really heavy snow in some of these areas. Okay, by the time we get to 1 o'clock, those darker blues are moving into southern parts of the upstate. I mean, this is just pouring some snow right now at 1 o'clock. This is quite a bit earlier than some of our other models are showing. This is the high-resolution rapid one. Not rapid because it's a fast mover. It's rapid because it rapidly refreshes itself. So by 1 o'clock, we got heavy snow in most areas. Here's where things go a little sideways for us. Some of that heavy snow still coming down in Spartanburg and Greenville. This would be 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock, look what's trying to come in from the south. This would be a little warm nose that would try to work in these areas of Clemson, Anderson, Lawrence, southern Greenville County. Now, at this point, if we turn on our key down here, pink indicates sleet. Purple is freezing rain, okay? Does that make sense? So sleet's going to begin to mix in, according to this model, at 21Z, which is 4 p.m. 5 p.m., south of 85 looks like a chilly rain, according to this model, with sleet along I-85 and north, with snow holding on in the mountains. Here we go to 6 p.m. 6 p.m., we've got some of this coming down hard and heavy. Really, the I-85 corridor north holding on to icy, snowy the whole time. All right. Now we're getting colder again, 7 o'clock. Now the low's kind of trying to shift around. Northeast winds are trying to kick in, and that's as far as this model gets us. You're like, no, I want to see more. Let's just look first at the precipitation total. So through that entire time frame, it spits out 0.3, 0.4 of an inch, but it mostly falls as snow in those areas. So what do the models say for totals? Let's just say, survey says, nope, that's the wrong model. Let's go back to 0Z. All right. And it'd help if I'd hit the button. There we go. Now we're back in business. Live TV, folks. Here we go. Coming on in hot. So this model does not get through the entirety of the storm, and it's showing quite a bit of heavy snow in farther south areas. Athens, Georgia would have 4 inches in this scenario. Pickens and Clemson would have 3 to 4 inches. 3 to 4 in Greenville. Remember, my forecast has not changed. Honestly, I've not seen any data that's made me go up or go down in some locations. I'm 1 to 2 south of 85. Here you got 1.5. It may bust here. 2.3 may bust here at 4.2. But generally, 1 to 2 looks good in the southern part of the upstate. 2 to 4 was my forecast north of 85, and then 4 to 8 in the mountains. So the storm's not over yet in the mountains, so we'll have to wait and see. According to this model, only gets us to 7 p.m. on Friday. We've still got about 5 hours of the storm left at that point. So how about freezing rain on this model? The dreaded ice. Let's look that up. A lot of you are watching now. Please share this with your family and friends. And if you don't follow my page already, or this page that you're watching from, WYFF4, YouTube, please subscribe to this channel right now. It will help you get the latest information when the changes come down, okay? This model's not showing very much ice. It's a lot of sleet, though. Unpacking here for you. Yeah, it's half an inch of sleet on top of about 3 to 4 inches of snow. So that's what this model's saying. Let's try to back it up with some more reliable deterministic models. European coming in, this is the latest one. It's pretty much all snow. It's been consistently all snow. Now, granted, I usually look at the European models days 3 through 7, so it's not exactly in its wheelhouse right now. It's something we look at for guidance, but it's not the go-to, okay? It right now is showing all snow till the very end, where precipitation is now starting to shift off to the coast, but it's over with by midnight, and it's got some pretty decent snow totals. Mapping that out for you, it's got generally 2 to 4. I mean, it's got snow all the way down to Columbia, Athens, Atlanta. It's got 4.5 just north of Atlanta. It's got 4 to basically 4 or so in Greenville, Spartanburg, and Anderson, with 4 to 5 here in western North Carolina. All right. Let's look at the ensembles. How about averaging out all 51 different runs of that European model? I mean, almost identical. And folks, that is an accurate forecast in my mind. When you have a deterministic run, one single run of a model match what all the different averaged runs are, it's like having a good batting average that matches up with what the team has, right? If one single run of this computer model were showing 17 inches of snow, but the average of the rest of them were sitting around 5, what do you think I'm going to believe? I'm going to believe the average, right? The fact that the deterministic showing 4.5 or 5, and this average of all 51 of them are showing 4 to 5 inches, you got yourself a forecast, all right? How about the GFS American model? Let's just look at them all. The new one is coming in as we speak. Here's what we've got at this time. Oh, I went too far. There we go. Here she comes. Arriving on schedule. Still looks like between mid-morning and lunchtime. Starting to pick up. Heaviest arrives after lunch, though. This would be 4 p.m., 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Here's 10 p.m. By midnight, it's beginning to wind down. By 4 a.m., it's off the coast, and we're dry. So what does that leave us with on our trusty American model? Made in America. All right, here we go. Right there in line with the European and the Europeans ensembles and the high resolution models. I mean, almost all of our models here are showing the ground covered as far south as Columbia to Augusta to Atlanta, 2 to 4 inches of snow. All right, 3.5 to 5 inches. All right, not to start a Facebook fight here, but are you guys here just to see if it's actually going to happen at this point? I mean, everything that I see at this point says it's still going to happen, okay? You know, we got to look at trends. We got to look at ice. Ice would be the thing that would kill it, and that's what the NAM model is trying to play spoiler for us. But it shows a very weird track that the high-resolution model does not, and that the GFS, the European, the Canadian do not show. So if that trend comes true, the NAM model would be a spoiler for us in the form of ice and less snow. But when I'm looking at 5 different model runs showing me one thing, and then the other one saying, it's going to go through. That's where we're at. So again, are you guys here just to see if it's really going to happen? Be honest with me. We can be honest with each other here. It's a safe place on social media. Are you going to be honest with me? I'm waiting. Okay. We'll wait for your honesty. But I think it's going to happen. I mean, I think we're due. I think we're so cold. I think the ground is so cold. What could hose us would be if we end up getting a different track and ice comes in harder and heavier. But one way or the other, we're getting something. So how about all the different runs of the GFS? Imagine that. All of them match up with the GFS ensemble run. So how does that spit out? Well, it means this orange color here would be an 80% chance or greater of the ground being covered in the upstate, and the mountains would have a 100% chance of snow ground being covered. European, all 51 different runs. There's not one of them that do not show snow at GSP International Airport. Okay, and if I look at this math problem from college, right? No, this is statistics, but if I look at this, out of all the different runs of the GFS model, or the European, I should say, there's 51 of them. Sometimes you see this control, which is the latest run, be way out here because it's an outlier, or way down low, but it is right there in lockstep with all of these. These are 51 different runs. So there's C002, 02, 04, 06, 08. Each one of those are different runs of the European that the model puts in to try to trick it. Maybe it makes it colder. Maybe it makes it warmer. Maybe it slides it to the west, slides it to the east, okay? It tries to trick it, and if you end up at a scenario that still gives this location snow, you know you got an accurate forecast. In this case, this model shows 4 inches of snow at GSP International Airport. You'd have a little more north, you'd have a little less south. Let's just look at Asheville. Asheville's closer to 4.5 to 5. Let's look at ATL. Atlanta's 2.5 inches. Charlotte is 2.5 inches. Columbia, I mean, look at this, guys. Look at this. Look at your screen. This is Columbia, South Carolina. 2, 3, 4. 4 out of 51 do not show snow. 46 of them do. And the average snow on the Columbia model is about 1/2 inch. I mean, the ground could be covered in Columbia. It won't be a lot, but it could make things slippery. So just to show you how far south this goes, just for giggles, let's do Savannah. Hey, 2 models Show Savannah. It's not going to snow in Savannah. How about Myrtle Beach? Myrtle Beach not showing it either. Okay. Same thing with the GFS, if you needed to see it to make you feel better. 30 of them. There's 30 options. Every single one for GSP says snow, and the average of them is between 3 and 5 inches. So this may not be the biggest snow we've ever had. But right now the models are showing it could be a good one, could be a big one. What does the NAM model show? It's the spoiler one. It is the one that wants to do something a little funky with the track of this. So let me show you what happens with it. Here we go. Let's load her up. Put her back on for you. Boom. All right. You got me? I got you. All right. Thursday's dry. It's got some stuff moving in same time frame, mid-morning, 10, 11 o'clock. It's got some snow. We're thinking, hey, here we go. Lunchtime, we're cooking with grease. You got some snow happening. You got some freezing rain south of 85. And then it's like, we're kind of done. Where's the moisture? Where's the moisture on the NAM? It wants to kind of lift that thing up like it's a warm front and kind of bring in a cold front here at the end. Doesn't really make sense versus a low pressure just kind of rolling through. It has that track kind of going more north. Nonetheless, it's still a messy storm. Freezing rain, sleet, just not a lot of snow on this. And it would end at about 3 a.m. precipitation-wise. So it's got a little bit of a mixed bag of everything. Doesn't have much rain, doesn't have much snow, but it has a lot of ice and sleet. That is a big ice storm on the NAM model. And the problem with that is you would get sleet first to kind of, think about the accumulation of a snowflake versus a sleet pellet. A sleet pellet is a ball. It kind of rolls and does its thing and compacts down. A snowflake is oblong, it's ob-shaped, so it stacks up higher and a little more fluffy. Sleet's going to make basically a little sheet of ice. And as I show you this, not good, not pretty on the NAM model. It's got about 1/4 of an inch of ice across much of the area on top of about 1 inch of sleet with not a lot of snow. That is different than this, which is the high resolution model, which is a more trusted model in these realms. It's got 2 to 4 inches, and this is as far out as it can go, 7 p.m. It's got 2 to 4 inches of snow across the upstate, and still a couple hours to go. So, Michelle says, congrats on your Clemson teaching gig, Chris. Oh, thank you. Very excited about it. My marketing students want to know if they're going to have class on Friday. Let's just put it this way. I'm not planning on a lesson plan for Friday. And secrets out, I'm probably not planning one for Monday either. No, somebody's watching. If your student's in my class, I have a lesson plan. Who knows? But honestly, if we get the snow that I'm seeing, I think main roads are going to be rough on Saturday. I think they're going to be better on Sunday, but still bad. And I think out of an abundance of caution, back roads are not going to be okay on Monday morning to run buses in Pickens County, in Greenville County, and Spartanburg County. So that's my 2 cents. I don't make those decisions. I'm just like you, just got my kiddos back to school, and you're thinking, wait a minute. What are we doing here? Is Elberton showing a lot of snow? This model shows 4 inches for you in Elberton. That's the new high-resolution model. So certainly is possible. Certainly is on the table. Can we see the timing again? Absolutely. Let me pull that up for you, Chesney. All right, reloading, recalculating. There you go. All right. This is 10 a.m., 11, 12. This is 1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 4 o'clock, ice is starting to mix in. So some snow to ice at 4. 5, 6 o'clock, ice is mixing in across the northern parts of the upstate. Maybe a little bit of rain in the southern part of the upstate. But it's a sloppy, nasty mess south of 85. Let's look at total precip by type. You got some rain trying to move here in the southern part of the upstate, which would make things slushy and just nasty. You got a lot of snow north of 85. You got a lot of sleet north of 85. You don't have a lot of freezing rain yet, but this only gets us to 7 p.m. And honestly, when I've been looking at the models, I really didn't see freezing rain becoming possible until about 7, 8 o'clock. And then it continues in some form or fashion until about midnight when things taper off. So simply put, folks, we're getting closer. We're getting more data. We're getting more confident. But if you're just now tuning in, like my friend Gene Fanta is here, I've got a forecast for you that's snowy, that shows the potential for a big one, especially for my friends at North Greenville University, Tigerville, Travelers Rest, Spartanburg, Chesney, northern Pickens County, northern Coney County. A friend, Travis, watching right now. His son watching right now, I'm sure, wanting some snow, wanting to go sledding. You're looking at the possibility of a good snow here. You need to prepare for it. You need to prepare to be where you're going to be by Friday midday and plan to kind of hang out there as we go throughout the rest of Friday. So, folks, WYFF News 4 is 26 and a half minutes away. I hope you'll tune in and stay with us as we go forward. It's going to be rough traveling this weekend, so keep that in mind. I know it's a preacher's worst nightmare, right? No. So you can do your giving online most days, most places these days. And school on Monday. I mean, these are just things we don't know yet. Will they get to the roads on Saturday, and will they be fine on Sunday? Certainly in many areas they could be. But you have a lot of slush, and my low temperature on Saturday night, Sunday morning is 23. My low temperature on Monday morning is 19. So we're going to have some hard refreezes there. So anything that gets slushy or melty or just kind of draining off some of the grass even is going to be a big deal on the road. So much more to come on WYFF News 4. Hope you tune in, folks. And again, if you don't already, please do me a solid. Like this video. Tell me where you're watching from. Subscribe to this channel. If you're new to my style of forecasting, I did it with Hurricane Helene. I do it with any severe weather. I'm transparent with you. I'm going to keep you posted. I'm going to stay with you through the storm with updates here on all these platforms. So if you don't subscribe to this particular channel that you're watching on right now, please do so right now, and you'll get those notifications turned on so that, hey, if I say, hey, the snow is turning to ice, or this thing just went crazy and it doubled in its snow totals, you'll end up knowing right away. What about Seneca? Seneca, let's go 4 inches. 3 to 4. Walhalla, 3 to 4. Transylvania County, 4 to 5. What else you got for me? Somebody stump me. Caitlin Shaw is watching right now. Your little minion's going to get out there and sled. I know my minions are. We've had some good times sledding together in Travelers Rest. It's going to be a good one. It's going to be sled worthy. Henderson County was Brandon Roads today. Yeah, most places where I saw that today too. Gaffney totals, please. 2 inches looks to be a good bet in Gaffney. The further east you go, seems to be a little bit less moisture. Why Charlotte's a little bit less than Greenville. Ware Shoals, Lawrence County. Let's go with an inch up to 2. Be impossible. But I think the ground will be covered for you in Lawrence. It certainly gets slick. You'll get some beautiful pictures. Did I show a totals map? I sure did, Jasmine. He never does. I did too. What you mean? I showed the totals map. I'll show you again. Jasmine, be nice. All right, let me show you. Where's it at? There you go. Now this gets us till 7 p.m. I mean, I'll pull up mine on the weather computer here if you want. This is my hand-drawn one. All right, so here's the model one. Okay. Oh, that's not the map. Where they got it at? Ah! Now I'm just making everybody dizzy. All right, let's pull it up back here. You get to see behind the scenes. Okay. There's the one I hand drew today. So generally speaking, south of 85, 1 to 2 inches, 2 to 4, 4 to 8. Now keep in mind, if you're going to get more ice, you're going to be closer to that 1. You're going to be closer to that 2. If you get more ice, you're going to be closer to that 4. So everybody always, it's just human nature to look at the big number. He said 4 inches for green. No, I said 2 to 4. Okay, 2 to 4. So there you go. With 4 being possible. Now, could this thing be more? Could it be less? It certainly could, and we'll let you know. So that's the way things are shaping up right now. And of course, WYFF News 4 is, the crew's coming in. There's Ben. Where's Ben at? Hey. There's Ben. He keeps in line here on the crew. What else can I show you? I'm away from my chat. Greer, let's go with 3. North Greenville, Tigerville, 4. Inman, closer to 4. So that's the way we're looking right now. So, hey, we're going to keep you posted here at WYFF News 4. There's the newsroom. Here's where the fine folks in the newsroom work. We're making plans, folks. Winter storm watch in effect for Friday morning to Saturday morning. We've got a winter storm warning on the way tomorrow probably. So simply put, a lot to unpack here in the coming days. I've got to get ready for the newscast, which starts up now in 21 minutes. So we will keep you posted. Make sure you tune in, and I'll have another update for you tomorrow. You can count on it. Please let me know what I didn't get to here in the comments. Some in the Midlands are watching, so I got Lexington in here. I did show Columbia a minute ago, so you can rewind this video and see that. But the models are even showing 26 of the European models. No. 54 out of the 60 showed snow in Columbia. All right? That's the European model. 26 out of 30 showed the GFS model in Columbia. So it's not a lot. It was half an inch, but it just shows you that the models were showing snow was going to fall as far south as Columbia. Now, the totals, even in Asheville or Hendersonville, there's a governor on this system. It doesn't have unlimited moisture, but as it stands right now, the capacity is there for, as much as 8 inches in the mountains and as much as about 4 inches in the upstate. Could that go up? It could. But right now, that's kind of where we're living at because some of this is going to mix in. Okay, folks, hope you have a good night, and we'll continue this conversation tomorrow. And, of course, we'll have much more information tomorrow, so make sure you tune back in.